an inspirational underdog sports movie about, underdog people overcoming adversity. I haven't seen that film before, except The Mighty Ducks, The Mighty Ducks 2, The Mighty Ducks 3, Eddie the Eagle, Cool Runnings, Remember the Titans, Hoosiers, Rudy, Little Giants, Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa, Creed and Creed 2, The Fighter, Warrior, The Way Back, Miracle, Safety, and that episode of South Park where Kyle coaches Pee Wee Hockey, which is basically a parody of all those films. Alright. Hi, I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy. Hello. It's me. We're using TV on the shows that we do here. And today we are talking about... a movie called 12 Mighty Orphans, or as I like to call it, 12 Mighty Orphans 1, 2, 3, without a home or a family, they're all horsing around. So, what is 12 Mighty Orphans about? And who made it? I'm gonna find out who made it, because I did not catch who the director was. I don't even think they listed it, honestly. Ty Roberts. 12 Mighty Orphans is directed by Ty Roberts, who, as far as I know, has not done anything that I'm aware of. Film stars Luke Wilson. So good as lately on Stargirl as Stripesy. He was also quite good in a really standout supporting role in The Skeleton Twins. If you haven't seen that, check it out. It's really good, with Kristen Wiig and Bill Hader. And the story of the film goes like this. It's a true story, of course. Basically, there's this coach and a teacher, like a science teacher, played by Luke Wilson, who is left with trauma after his experience in the war, as well as being left orphaned himself. He goes to work at an orphanage alongside his wife, who's a fellow teacher, played by Vanessa Shaw, who, in a very unfortunate situation, is, we'll get there. Basically, they go to work there. It's in the Great Depression. It's 1938. And they, at the orphanage, there are these young men who are basically used as free labor by the villainous Mr. Wynn, played by Wayne Knight Newman. We'll get there. To create paper products, basically, and he's an abusive tool. Basically, what happens is that he, with help from those kind of orphanage clinic worker named Doc, played by Martin Sheen, good actor, they decide that they're going to put a team together. A football team in the early days kind of the sport. They call themselves the Mighty Mites because they're small, they're tiny but mighty, and basically they're the Mighty Mites. And they go to lead to gridiron glory and bring the community together, all while dealing with the forces that try to destroy them before they even get to be players. And then also Robert Duvall shows up for like one scene, which is disappointing because he's like credited in the main cast, but he's literally in one scene as like a yeah. So anyway, 12 Mighty Orphans is weirdly hard to review. It's not a bad film. It's not a great film, and it's not even often a good one, but it's an alright one. And I see those are the hardest ones to review, because the thing is that individual elements and individual set pieces in this work, and some of them work really well. There's one performance, this young man who plays, I have to look up his name, sorry. He plays Hardy. He's like they're kind of the underdog with the chip on his shoulder, the recent orphan. Who plays him? Let's see. Who plays our Hardy? Jake Austin Walker. That young actor is very good. You also got the other kid from Mud, not Ty Sheridan, but the other one. Neckbone from Mud is in this, and he's good source of comic relief. But then there are other scenes that are not just outdated, they're so cartoony that I couldn't help but try to stifle a laugh. A lot of them, those scenes come from Wayne Knight Newman, who... There's a great quote by the Variety critic who reviewed the movie Mommy Dearest with Faye Dunaway and described her performance as Miss Dunaway does not simply chew the scenery. She carefully and methodically takes every end of the entire set and swallows it whole, co-stars and crew included, and that's basically Wayne Knight in this. He gobbles scenery like Cookie Monster gobbles chocolate chip cookies. This dude, he's so, you can tell he's evil. He's so evil that he makes the entire staff of Camp Green Lake from Holes look like Miss Honey from Matilda, and if you didn't get those references, congratulations, you were born after 2004. Point is, or you also don't go to libraries frequently as you should be. Point of the matter is, he's a bad dude. And it's not something that he beats up a kid like a paddle. There's one part where he beats up a kid with a paddle and is going, like, he literally is like, practically has a mustache twirl. He's beating the kid and then going, all right, we're gonna teach you a lesson. Like, oh my god. I will say this, he was one of the more entertaining parts of the film. Not intentionally, but he was. There's another scene that really, in better hands, might have been kind of moving, but in the hands of who made this, it was kind of, again, silly, where one of the orphans' mothers comes back, who's clearly a mess and is in an abusive situation and is kind of, jittery and kind of, not well. And there's a scene where she's, like, yelling, and she's going real big with it and staring and shaking, and then when he says he doesn't want to go and he wants to stay on the team, she starts smacking him for no reason. There's another scene where and then the kid retaliates by throwing the football at their car as they drive away, and then also in the corner, his stepfather's standing there going like, come on, get the damn kid in the car, whoever. And then he's throwing it, and then he just, trashes his bed and starts sobbing, and, it's so over the top. It seems like the kind of thing the Comebacks parodied. And also, I felt like it was old-fashioned in some other ways where the incident that leads to, and this actually does lead to something kind of, at least, satisfying in regards to how the Wayne Knight character's handled, where Hardy retaliates and beats the dude with the paddle, and it's supposed to be kind of a redemptive moment. It works, but the scene before it doesn't. What happens is that the one character, the Neckbone Kid character, is beaten up, which, yes, unnecessary cruelty, but he's a peeping Tom. I'm not saying that he deserved to get beaten, but he definitely deserved to be punished. But, yeah, not abused. But, taken off the team at least, or, at the very least, scrubbing floors or something. But no. When they call him on it, they call him on... Here's how the scene should have gone. They call him on and he goes, he beat up a student. That's horrible. And he goes, yeah, well, he was a peeping Tom. And he goes, he shouldn't have done that, but you shouldn't have beaten him up. That's how that scene should go. This is how it actually goes. You beat a student. He goes, he was a peeping Tom. He goes, he's a 16-year-old boy. What do you expect, sir? There's no... No. There's another... Don't be creepy, young men. Be better. Don't leer at women and be gross and creepy. Other scene is Vanessa Shaw, from Hocus Pocus. She plays Luke Wilson's wife in this, who's... To say that it's a thankless role is an understatement. She's mostly there to smile approvingly at him, and then in the first scenes we see of them, and before the opening credits even finished, having a boy make mention of how wonderful her chest is. That's her introduction to the movie. Those are the kind of scenes that bring this movie down, that make it less than it should be. But, despite all those very big problems, I am going to give a modest recommendation to 12 Mighty Orphans, and I think the reason why is it's simply that this formula just is too inspirational to fail, maybe, because at the end, you do kind of root for these kids, weirdly enough, as it's easy to overlook some of it, but not fully overlook it, and I can't go big at all with this, but I'm going to give it at least, this is not worth seeing in the theater, but it's definitely worth it. I'll give it 3 stars. 3 stars out of 5. This is a totally all-right watchable movie, but it's not anything to write home about. And again, you can find an entire catalog of better movies on Disney Plus and what have you. Eddie the Eagle. They're better movies. Safety from last year, that was pretty good, actually. But yeah, just, you don't need to rush out to see 12 Mighty Orphans. Let's put it this way. It makes sense it's coming out around Father's Day. It's your dad, your grandpa, and your uncle's favorite movie of 2021. Mainly because they don't go, especially if they don't go to a lot of movies in a year. Alright, so 12 Mighty Orphans is 3 stars. 5. Sorry, I'm gonna have to be gruff with you. Trailer trailers. Talking about the trailers. This is the case with the trailers were way better than the movie. Because we got some actual new ones. F9 is a little one. It's coming next week. I'm excited, but come on. I don't have it in front of the camera, but I got a pretty cool like popcorn tin that like moves like tires. It's pretty cool. Top Gun Maverick, looking forward to it. Really big fan of the first one. I got to see it again recently in the theaters. Quite good. Oh, this is one I've been talking about. Dear Evan Hansen. I can't wait for this movie, and I'll tell you why. Anyone who saw my Pink Skies Ahead review knows that I'm an anxious guy. I suffer from anxiety, social anxiety. I'll tell you this right now. The music in that musical moves me, and I'm so excited for this movie. I'm so much like In the Heights. I'm so excited to see those songs with the plot in the middle of it. You Will Be Found's my anthem. There you go, Dear Evan Hansen. I can't wait for it. I actually got misty-eyed watching the trailer. Okay, what's the next one? Oh, also excited for this one. So, because it's directed by one of my favorite directors. The next movie is The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Tammy Faye Baker and Jim Baker. Yeah, that's right. It's directed by Michael Showalter, and it looks perfect. It looks kind of like a more satirical kind of thing, almost like a Vice type take on it. I really like that. Jessica Chastain is unrecognizable as Tammy Faye, as is Andrew Garfield as Jim Baker. Looks good. Looks like it's going to have a wry sense of humor. It's directed by Michael Showalter, who's done things as diverse as The Big Sick and The Lovebirds, as well as movies that are, really just charming little indies like Wet Hot American Summer and The Baxter. So I'm really excited for that one. I like his, and Hello, My Name is Doris. Like, he's done a lot of good films. Also co-wrote Search Party. It's true. Alright, so Eyes of Tammy Faye. Next one is a movie called, oh gosh. Oh, this looked interesting. Reminiscence. This is a movie, if you didn't tell me it wasn't, it almost looks like a Christopher Nolan type movie. Maybe he's a producer, maybe? I think maybe he said he was. It's Hugh Jackman and Rebecca Ferguson, who by the way is beautiful. And it kind of looks like Total Recall. It looks really good. It's Hugh Jackman, and there's this machine that allows